All right, what's going on, brothers? Hopefully everything's going good. Hopefully everything's going well for you guys. All right, brothers, you can see in the background it's Cardi B, but I'm gonna get right into it. I'm gonna use her and a couple more rappers because this is my theory. My theory or my suspicion. I don't have no data to back me up, but I'm gonna just give you my thoughts and and try to give you some some type of evidence far as experience to add more credence to my theory. But let's get right into it. Brothers, I think women think about sex more than men. That's truly what I think. These last couple of years, I truly believe women think about sex more than men. Cause that's all they talk about, man. Not just the rappers. I mean, it seems like that's all that be on women's mind in conversation. If you talk to a woman long enough, she'll bring up sex. She'll bring up sex, man. You understand what I'm saying? It's like now a lot of times people might be under the impression that men think about sex more. But you know what I think? I think it's the if men do think about sex more, which I think it's women, but reason why sex can be on a lot of men's mind is due to the environment that this westernized world has created. The girls are dressing more scantily clad. Brothers, have you went to any place where the women were dressed modestly and you didn't really think about nothing sexual? I'm just saying for me. I've been to places where women had to dress modestly. I wasn't even, you ain't even thinking nothing about it. Like, oh, hey, you might see a woman like, oh, she's fairly attractive for her facial structure, but you ain't really thinking about nothing. You understand what I'm saying? See, we're in a society and environment where, yeah, sex is a big thing because of how the women dress. How they dress. And in my theory, I believe or suspect that this comes from what I would say hoe culture, like real hoes. The girls that pimps, was using back in the days. How would these girls get, guys, tricks, attention? They would get these guys' attention by dressing, scantily clad. You know, that's how a guy knew when he drove down the street. He knew all this girl she's selling that coochie. You see what I'm saying? But if you would take those guys of yesteryear, in my theory, and bring them in today, they probably would get confused because you got so many women dressing like that. You see what I'm saying? You got so many women dressing like that, you know. So when you dress like that, of course, sex will be on a man's mind more often than it would be if the women are dressed modestly. Now, of course, you're gonna be like, "Oh, you can't tell us what do we dress how we want to dress." All right, cool. But that's just my theory. And also, I believe a lot of men, even though it is a sexually charged environment that we have, but I think a lot of men are really not. They're kind of like numb to it now. I think I ain't gonna say all men, but I think a good percentage of men are kind of like numb to it because they've been seeing it so much now. It's kind of like running its course, but it's still gonna be something there. But I just think you have, cause like, reason I say it because I'm just saying from my experience. When I was coming up, in the '90s, because the '80s I was just a little kid, but in the '90s when I was like, becoming more aware, you saw a girl dress, scantily clad. I mean, everybody named Mama, boy, you hey man, oh man, bro, look at, Daisy Dukes, things like that. Dudes was going crazy. What's up, baby? It was like, woo, you know what I mean? But now you see that, especially, you see that, in my opinion, you see it a lot more now than it was back then. And it's like now it's not really such a big deal. You understand what I'm saying? I done seen girls, I'm talking about scantily dressed, with them t-shirts on, look like they ain't got nothing up under the thing, and it's right at the top of their thighs. and hardly anybody even say nothing to them or even look at them. Dudes just going their own way, jumping in their car, leaving. You know, I've seen this countless times. You know what I'm saying? Do they still get attention? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they still do. I mean, men are men, but I think it's just, you know, I don't think it has the same effect, at least in my opinion. But anyway, but yeah, that's just my theory, brothers. What you think? I truly think women think about sex more. That's all they talk about. It's ridiculous. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, it is ridiculous. These girls here, Suki Hana and Sexy Red, Glorilla. The previous girls was City Girls, Meg Thee Stallion. I mean, we can go on and on and on. I mean, that's all they talk about. So I truly believe sex is more on women's mind than it is men. You know, and one reason why a lot of girls don't want to dress modestly, in my opinion, because they won't get as much attention as they like. And I think a lot of women dressing like how they dressing is a sign of insecurities. And like I say, I ain't gonna say like I say. It's just it's common knowledge, I would say, amongst men who have a good understanding of women. I mean, just look at their actions. Don't forget what they say. Look at their actions. Any woman who's willing to enhance her body has the insecurities, brother. Big insecurities. She has the insecurity. And you know what's crazy, brothers? A lot of these women, which is crazy, a lot of their men are actually satisfied with their bodies. You know, I was one of those guys. Well, no girl I ever met did that, but quite a few girls I met wanted to do that. I mean, who knows if they did it now, because I think it's a lot cheaper now. You know what I'm saying? Back then it was a lot more expensive, so you know you weren't really seeing. Well, I just say I wasn't really seeing a lot of everyday girls doing it. But now you starting to see that more now. I guess it's became more affordable or whatever. For instance, one of my girls I had, nice big old booty, man. Nice round booty. It was fat. And it was nice for her body. She wanted it even bigger. I said, girl, you crazy? I said, I don't mind it getting bigger, but I'm like, man, that thing is huge now. And she wanted it even bigger. I said, Lord have mercy. You know, but I told her, I'm like, yo, man, but I liked it her body. I liked it how it was. I was like, you know, nah, man. You know, I said, I like it how it is. You understand what I'm saying? But you have that, man. So at the end of the day, brothers, it's all about sex. Women think about sex more than men, in my personal suspicion. Also, brothers, this is nothing new. I'm not the first man, but brother, I've been doing this since I would say '05. I should tell my boys. I said, look, bro, X out sex and then look at what type of woman you dealing with. Then you can see clearly what type of woman you dealing with. That was something I was doing back in '05. I'm like, man, forget it. I said, take the sex off the board. Now look at what type of woman you dealing with. You know, what's the benefits? You know, how does she really act? You understand what I'm saying? I don't know if it helped those guys, but I know it helped me to really see what type of woman was I really dealing with. I'm just saying for me. But anyway, brothers, that's it right there, brothers. You know, I wonder what you brothers think. Who you think about sex more, men or women? I truly think women do, and that's why they dress so provocative. It's to get the attention of men, and like I said, I believe also. I believe the things that they're doing, I think it's natural, but it's done in a bad way. Like I think the stuff women do, I think that was done to get the attention of their husbands or the man they want to be with. You know what I mean? From ancient times, you know. But I'll do that video another time. You know what I mean? I'll do that another time. But that's all, brothers. Tell me what you think. I'm out. Peace.